Marty on the lag. Phil.
Can you hear me, Josh?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, I hear you now. All right, folks, and we are off. It looks like Marty won the lag. This is PCA rules, so it is rack your own. 8-ball breaks do not count as a win. It's a race to 7. This is a rematch. The first go around, Marty started off really slow, got into a big hole, but then decided he was going to start shooting, and he managed to pull out the comeback and win 7-5, if I'm not mistaken. This is a cool nail biter of a match. Hopefully we'll get more of the same today.
Yeah, hey, if there's anybody out there, let us know how we sound. Make sure you can hear us. Make sure we don't have anything bleeding over. We're sitting pretty close to each other, so. Right.
There's a few people watching the stream at the moment. I just barely got everything shared on the Facebook, so go ahead and join in, watch it. Be sure to share it and whatnot. There's more and more people coming in here, coming into Dutch. We would put this stream on the big TV in the pool room. So it's everywhere, folks. You're in the neighborhood, come on down.
Yeah. How about now, Chelsea? How's it doing now? I have a new headset with a gaming mic.
So Chelsea, I see you in the chat there. Do you not hear me? Am I not coming through? Okay, I'm going to run a little test here. Thank you for the update, Chelsea. All right, my orange pencil seems to be working, and we're in business. So Marty at the table, he's solid. Shooting the 4-ball, pocket side, hit it. Luckily the 5-ball was sitting there, but that would have been perfect if it had hit that full and stopped there for the 3. But he's got action here, a little bit of an angle, so he can either draw back or go forward off the top rail. See, I would have tried to play that to come out like this. Then he could have played the 3 on the side and the 8 in the same corner right here. But I can't tell if he can see. Well, it looks like he might be able to see the edge past the 8-ball here. Yeah, looks like that's what he's called. did not hit it thin enough, and so people come to the table with some sort of shot. There's nothing easy sitting there. I think right here, good safety would be to just roll up, give this a bump, and sit right in here.
Yeah, especially he doesn't really have a whole lot of good starting balls, so looks like that's what he's going to do. Smart play. And he got the 14 out there too, so it's not just stuck behind the 8 or stuck on that rail there for specific shape. So now at this point, he's got a really good table other than the 11-13 down over here, but he can figure something out with those. He's got plenty of other balls at the end of the table, so he can play the 11 ball, have other balls to get shaped to the 13, or the cobble if he has to.
Yeah, where Pete put that cue ball, he really did not give Marty much of a line to the ball. Blocked in every direction. Would have been a super long jump shot. But Pete will come to the table with ball in hand.
So right here, Rich, he tied up the 15-10. However, you can get to that half the table to make the 15 ball. I would probably start with the 11 right here. Clear that pocket for the 13. He can use the 9 or the 14 to get to that 15 ball.
Yeah, I think maybe you just kind of bump this out, play safe again, and get that separation. And if you get ball in hand again, then you start in here. That way you're not having to get anywhere specific.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a terrible miss. He left it very tough.
Yeah, he shot it a little fast. Pulled a Josh. It didn't really leave Marty much. I mean, really the only thing that Marty can do here is try to bank that ball into the bottom of the side pocket over here.
Yeah, and he pulled a Yakima Josh, not a Lincoln City Josh. That guy was shooting lights out.
Yeah, for the most part. I had my moments of failure. So he's going to kick at this ball. The good thing is, if he makes this ball, he's going to have immediate shot at the 8, and he gets a good hit. So.
Yeah, that's the first hurdle. He got a good hit. So even though he comes to a table with a nice open shot, he doesn't have ball in hand. So he doesn't have a nice choice of shape. He's going to have to work with what he's got sitting there. Which for me, I would be rolling forward for that 10 ball at the top there. Kind of like that. Oh, it kind of looks like he can see that. Let me do a little investigation here. Oops. Finger came off the button. Okay, so he can't see that. And that was the only difference now is that the 8 ball's blocked.
Yeah. He just tried to make the ball and take his medicine from there. He hung it.
Yeah. These are the first game jitters here. I think a little bit from both guys. TV table does add a little pressure.
Yeah. This will be good. This will be good right here for Pete to pick this ball, to kind of start getting some confidence going by pocketing balls,
Yeah, that wasn't a bad shot to get right there. Now I can just roll up and play shape with a 10 in the opposite corner of what he's shooting in. Don't try to get anything fancy right here.
He's going to have to figure out what he wants to do with this, because it's not just easy to get shaped to the 13. But he got in a good spot for the 9, I think, to be able to pocket it down in this bottom left corner and come right down to the bottom side of the table. So.
Yeah, it looks like he has a little bit of an angle on the correct side, so he's just dripped right over there. Yeah, he's definitely shooting fast.
Yeah, and he just focused on pocketing that ball instead of forcing down for shape. Yeah, good shot.
See right there, had he done a center ball hit, then the cue ball would have come across like this. He had a little top spin on that, and that's why off the rail this way it went forward to where it is. Oh, that one was going to cost him with the 3 right there in the pocket for Marty.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Marty sometimes has a tendency to do like baby things, and he'll end up with the cue ball right here, leaving himself tough. But to his credit, he is a ball maker. Dude, that was way up on his shape. But he's got a good look at it here. Probably going to pay it to the corner.
How you doing?
The thing is, you don't want to roll forward too much because you'll bring this pocket into scratch play. And if look at its tangent line, it's going to want to do it right if you're going to do it. But he makes it work. And as you can see, the cue ball went forward right on my line, but it was just enough. And
You guys have like a podcast and shit?
he
Rich and
strikes first.
Josh.
First,
Rich and Josh's.
first blood, as they say.
I like it. You probably could. Yeah,
You know, and in a race of
YouTube.
pool matches, regardless of the format, there's 3 most important games, at least in my mind. The first one to get on the hill, and then of course the winning game.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of frustration out of Pete when he walked over and sat down. He knows he missed an opportunity there. Like you were just saying, the first game is huge in any match, and there's a lot of those first game jitters, and to be able to steal a win there is big. So, props to Marty though.
He was looking at a loss, and then to get an opportunity there, and then capitalize on it, which is kudos to Marty for that. Okay, so Pete to break here, hoping to get this game and tie it up. But we'll see what happens here. Well, he hammered the break. Cue ball races all around. It's going to come down and give him a great starting shot on the strikes.
Yeah, he crushed that break. It was a great break.
And it looks like that 14 right here goes clean. He's not going to compress the point or anything, as long as he's in the correct spot.
Yeah.
Which you can almost do right now. Just pocket the 11 in the side and then kind of come out into this way.
Yeah, but he's down in here. I definitely like him starting with those balls. I'd like to have seen him play shape to one of these other balls down here, the 13 or 12, instead of going the other direction. But
well, if that 14 goes, now's the time to shoot it. So he can just roll up on it and then play the 9 next. Something along those lines. Don't get too fancy with this. Looks like he's putting a little inside on here. Okay, so he hit that either too hard or too shallow. He would have wanted to play the 9 ball easily into this corner or this corner. And now he's in a tough spot. And he's looking at probably pocketing the 13 in one of the bottom corners.
yeah, if he's gonna go for that 9. He's gonna have to really control his speed control and everything on this, because it's gonna be difficult to pocket this, not run into the 8, not scratch.
Yeah, and if you get around that 8, you don't want to be in this area.
Yeah, exactly.
And for those of you that have never played here, these tables are really fast. Probably the fastest table that I've made. I just came back to Lincoln City, and those tables were slow. Oh, my goodness. But once you get used to them, it's not as tough. But that initial adjustment was rough.
Yeah, for sure. So he missed the ball. He overcut it quite a bit, but he got a pretty decent little roll out of there by blocking that 6 ball. Left Marty a shot on the 3, but doesn't really have a chance to get shape for anything other than just popping that 3.
Yeah, you can tell he just tried to cheat that a little bit to get some sort of angle out of there, but it's very difficult on diamond tables, especially this diamond table, because it is a deep shelf table. And what I mean by that, folks, is that ledge in here is in their way. So if the ball sat right on the edge of that, you can't hit it real first. Whereas most other diamond tables, you could. But on a deep shelf, you cannot. And because of that, the tendency to hang balls is pretty common.
Yeah, not a bad little leave there. I mean, I don't think the 3 is very easy to cut from there in the corner, so he might be forced to play the 5 here.
Yeah, so when you shoot this 5, you try to get your way up into here for that?
I would myself, because this is probably going to be one of the best opportunities you have to break that out, and you have the 3 and the 1 as backup.
Yeah, and then in addition to that, no matter how that lays out, you had the 3 sitting in the pocket down there as your bailout in case it laid funky.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it was definitely the spot to make a move on it anyway.
Yeah, and at the same time, like, he left Pete an opportunity here to play this 12 ball. And that'll bring him something like that. But he's going to have to get perfect on the 13 to be able to break the 9 out. So I don't think the 9's going to go for him in any pocket where it sits. And honestly, he got pretty good, I think. A little straight, actually.
But I don't know how much of a gap there is between these. I mean, he may not be able to see the edge to cut it, but he could definitely park it in there.
Yeah.
Tap the 9 and park it up between the 6 and the rail.
They tried to cheat that ball on the side. Now, if you back up there, he didn't really have the angle to cheat that. If he's going to go for a breakout, he'd almost have to play like an extreme draw and draw past the 1 to here and run into the He was in a tough spot there. But he didn't really leave Marty a really good table to get out on him. He's got some balls he can pocket here, but that 6 and 8 are just a really tough spot.
Yeah, and I can't blame him for making a move on it, trying to try it. You can't just let it sit there. You're trying to give yourself a chance.
Yep.
So that right there actually wasn't a bad play. Going real first to get the angles to get the cue ball over here. But Marty shoots fast and missed his mark.
Yeah, and for anybody out there, if you've never really seen Marty play, he might stop and think about his shot a little bit, but once he gets down, he pulls the trigger super fast. And that's not a nerve thing. That's not like anything that's, because of the match. That's just how he typically always plays. He just pulls the trigger fast. So it's gonna hurt him sometimes when he's got to be more precise, like on a real first shot like that. But the guy,
right here, there's a couple of options here. You can try to bank on the 13 and power draw it back into that match, or just play safe off the 9, which I think is more or less what I would do. Oh, there's no rail.
Yeah, I like what he was doing there. I would have probably done something a little different. I would have probably clipped the 13 and played the cue ball. I would have hit the 13 and played the cue ball down here if I was going to play a safety.
Yeah.
But what I like about what he's doing is he's moving his only other ball into a spot that he can develop the 9 from.
So now, would you be trying to run this out like Marty is, or would you go combo that 9 in and play safe?
I 100% combo the 9 in and play safe. Combo that 9 in, draw back a little bit, leave the cue ball in this general area.
Yeah, because you leave your soldiers out there for ball to shoot when kicks in his 9 or his 13. Because right now, if he doesn't get the correct angle off the 5, breakout move isn't there. But then at the same time, you don't want to play a safety out in that 6 and that be your last ball.
So now right here, if I were Marty in this spot, I would hit the 5 ball and I'd hit it here, send the 5 this direction, and I'd send the cue ball down here. Try to leave the cue ball down there.
Oh, so you play safe here instead of pocket
I
and try
would
to get
play.
it down.
Yes, I would play safe because he doesn't have a good angle to break that ball out.
Yeah.
Man,
Pretty safety.
yeah, he didn't really leave him a chance here, did he?
No, it's too short distance to get any kind of throw on that 13.
See, these are where you just got to play some of those simple safeties and just thin the 13 and push the cue ball to the rail here. That way your 13 staying in a good spot and you're leaving him pretty much no options.
Yeah, the 5 ball would end neutral, so you don't get too bad. Let's see. Well, that really didn't help Marty all that much.
No. It actually made it damn near impossible for Marty to use the 6 for a safety now.
Yeah. And the only option would be to play the double kiss shot where you roll with the cue ball like right here, roll straight in and just lay on it. But even then, that's not going to be a good shot. He definitely doesn't want to make this spot. If anything, I think I'd be trying to push the 5 up in the corner with the rest of that mess.
Yep, agreed. Try to play the 5. Try to come off the rail here into this ball and leave your 5 sitting in the pocket and have Pete's balls all messed up. But we're past that.
We'll step off there in a second with some action.
Yeah, he's trying to run into that 6 ball, but it looks like he clipped the 8 first. So Pete's gonna have ball in hand with a good chance here to get the score tied up. Maybe not. Thought he hit the 8 first. Drifted over a little too far, but he's got an opportunity here to still pocket this ball. He just wants to watch out for this side pocket down here. Oh man, he hit that really good with really good speed. What a great shot that was. Great shot with a great little game there to tie it up. It was a great shot. Already made a mistake there. That's just one of those spots where you don't want to pocket all your balls if you don't have an opportunity to get out. You want to leave some soldiers out there. That goes back to the old theory that this is war. You can't win without soldiers. So he runs all of his balls off, and then he has to go down in there and hit the 6 for a legal hit, and opens everything up. So definitely should have probably just played a safety with ball in hand there on the 5. A lot of people feel like when you have ball in hand that you have to go the offensive route. You have to start making balls or try to get out. You don't have to. I'm a very aggressive player, so I always want to, but at the same time, even with ball in hand, there's going to be the times where you need to play another safety, keep control of the table. Control is everything. And if you keep control of the table, you're always going to have the percentages in your favor to win that game. But that game's over. We're tied 1-1. And it's Marty's break. Rich is up here making these guys a little more nervous. He's got the HD video camera that he takes some videos for the Dutch for advertisements and stuff. And he's walking around kind of getting video of the guys playing. So another little added thing for Pete when he was in the middle of that out that probably added a little stress, but he handled it well. Marty came up dry. See what Pete's going to do here. I personally like stripes, but I don't know if you can see the 10 to pocket it. Looks like he can. Looks like that's the direction he's going here. And he made it. He doesn't get himself in a good spot. Yeah, I mostly like stripes because that 6 ball's in a really funny spot. and the other stripes are in better spots to play position to. So he's going to play this 11 off the 6, it looks like. And needed to hit that 6 a little 4, I think. But giving Marty an opportunity here. Looks like that 5 ball might be the only ball that Marty can pocket, though. Or play the 6 all the way down. That'll be tough. If you're still watching Chelsea, do you still hear a lot of breathing? I adjusted my mic and my mic settings, so hopefully it's better now. I think all Marty has here is this 5. This is one of those spots where Marty's going to take a little bit of time to decide what to do, and then he's going to fire it at lightning speed once he decides. What a great shot. You know, a lot of people see the speed as, how fast you shoot as being a bad thing. And I think he would benefit from not shooting as fast. But at the same time, consistency is huge in pool. So as long as he's doing the same thing every time, it's going to give him the best opportunity to be consistent, at least. Yeah, sometimes Chelsea just can't help it. My stuff just picks up everything. It's a problem. Rich also talks really loud sitting next to me, and I'm usually the loud ones.
Hey, should I just whisper?
He's getting balls. Yeah, because he can make that ball and he just shape it up because this guy 15 balls in a really bad spot. And I can't tell if 14 or 15 or not. Good shot. I really didn't see that ball.
Yeah, perfect on this 12. Roll down now. He got there.
Yeah, you want to go further down.
Yeah, because now it's kind of forced into a comp. That's not really a choice you want. Not too terrible. Only blocked 5, so that creates a problem for Marty. I see we got 11 people watching. We know one of us, Chelsea. Who else is in there? Say hi in the chat there.
Yeah, let us know you're out there. Let us know who you're rooting for. Fine ball looks like it's in a bad spot now, but everything else looks pretty good for Marty. If that 5 does not go, I'd really like to see him do something to try to address it instead of just running all the rest of the ball.
Kelly's in the chat saying hi. Let's go, Marty.
That might be a good time for Marty to play safe too. Put that 5 inside, pocket the 14, hit the cue ball into here, clip this ball. It'll leave Pete tough, but it would leave Pete a chance though, because that 15 does go in multiple pockets. That was a good shot. another safety opportunity to flip this one and leave the cue ball over here.
Okay, so it looks like Marty can see this 3 for the cut. And if we were to put like some top left on this, by top left I'm talking this kind of English, then the cue ball would have ran down further into the 5. But how, even if we were to hit it, there's no guarantee how that's going to lay out or if you have another shot. So I can't blame him for doing what he did there, but that 5 ball is definitely going to have to be addressed. And he's on the wrong side of the 1 ball. And by wrong side, I mean if I draw a straight line here, hopefully it's straight. See which side of it the cue ball's on. He actually, you know, that's not a bad side to be on because it gives him a natural angle to come this way. Just like so. And if that 5 goes by that ball, even into a half pocket, he's like in the perfect place to do it. Perfect position. So he basically going to play it into the point so that even if it hits it, it would come off and go in like that. Well, a little too much of the bottom rail, but as you can see, you got perfect shape on the 8. So not too shabby there, but he has a really good opportunity here to get out on this game. Just shoot this to the corner. He can stun it or even roll forward a little bit, depending on what he wanted for an angle on that 14 ball. Kind of stopping it right here in this neighborhood or right in here, so there's an angle so he can easily get back out. It's kind of what he's hoping for.
Can you hear me now, Rich?
So this shot would be very difficult if he was right-handed, but it's perfect for a lefty. Very reachable. Don't have to do much. You can just draw back a little bit, play the inside. Okay, so he caught a little low right, but still very doable. Both the side and the corner are available to him. The only thing you really want to make sure you do here is play the side to control the cue ball. Make sure it doesn't run all over the place because the cue ball turned loose will typically find a pocket. Ooh, very risky. But executed. And now it is 2-1 Pete. And this is a race to 7.
Yeah, Pete taking an early lead here.
All right, we've got a few people in the chat there. I see Michael Blanchard, MARTY. I'll find you another player there, Michael. I remember you telling me you would want to do another one, so we'll just call that in the works. And then Mike Matthews, go Pete. Pete's up 2-1 in a race to 7, and it's his rack and break. And he pockets a number of balls here and has good options. For me, I think in this situation, I'd be playing the 1 ball right here. Just kind of stun the cue ball out for the 5 next. Just because you shoot this 13 on the side, you kind of leave this 11 ball trapped. Nothing available to get at it. So Josh is working on his microphone technical issues, but he is here. So yeah, I forgot about that, Kelly. Thanks for the reminder. Yeah, I did spell his name last time. Kelly Early 8 Smith. That's funny. So something we did do this time, the big screen TV in the pool room there between the two long seating tables. We have our stream up there so we can see the chat and everything over there. And because of the delay, it's easy to just look up there and see and then watch basically a replay. Now there's supposedly a replay option in here, but I don't know how to access it or where it is. It'll be something I have to play with for sure. We do have a new sound effect. If you're listening, I'll click on it now.
All right, there we go.
Don't know if you guys heard that little, like almost video game sound, but here goes again. That's the new added one.
So you never did find the way to be able to do replays on here?
No, I'm not even sure where it's at, but I'll reach out to Evo and they can walk me through it. Replay would definitely be a cool feature to have. A cool shot that somebody busts out. It'd be nice to be able to just do a replay on it. But as you can see, folks, the sponsor box up on the top left, that purple box, all of our sponsors are cycling through there. And then you see all of them on the banner under the windows. The other one missing from the banner is Gary Bradley Trucking. As you see right there in the sponsor box. But I can tell you, our new banner will definitely have that on there. Pete just tried a tough back cut on this 10. Ends up over on the side rail.
Can't hear me at all through here.
I can hear the background. So Marty makes a nice shot into the side pocket, but as you can see, he ended up terrible on the 5. He's guaranteed a good hit, but pocketing a ball or something would be most difficult. So the reality, the best shot would be to just graze this edge and sit here for a safety. That way people would be hitting this ball. As hard as he hit that, it basically kind of ended up similar to what I was talking about. So that ball does not bank to the side. So basically, what he should do is just bump this 11 and roll forward a little bit so that he can't shoot the 5 on the side. And then the 11 will touch the rail. The 11 and cue ball will be tied up together right here. Hey, Matt, says, did Marty run over another black cat? I don't know. The only thing I know he ran over once was his little blind Chihuahua dog and killed it. I still give him crap about that. But for those of you watching it through Facebook or something like that, feel free to give it a share, and that way we can build the audience here. So Pete up for a safe. He just took the ball up, cube up to the top rail. Not really leaving Marty anything to pocket. I can't tell if the one right here is makeable, even if off the 11. It could be. It looks like that's what he's going for. Well, it looked easier than I thought it would be. You know, one thing about Marty, he does shoot fast. There's no doubt about that. He's never going to be in a shot clock violation. But he's a pretty good ball maker. Can you hear me? Right, so we got a handful of viewers here that are watching. Destiny, Pete's daughter, who most of us know from pool. She's very new, but she can definitely play some ball. She's on her way to being a pretty solid player. She has some good mechanics, good habits. But she's here cheering her dad on. All right, so Marty's at the table to cut this 5. Ends up giving it a rattle. But he would have ended up on a shot. He would have had a thin cut to the side. And now Pete comes and he can play this 11 in the side pocket, but he'll need to roll forward up into this area to be able to play this here and play forward for the 10 ball in this corner. Because all of his angles from this 11 ball forward this way. Oh, wait. Let me use this new feature. Goes this way. Look at that. It's an arrow. How cool. So Matt's asking about doing a Scotch match. Kelly asks, you and who? So the only Scotch match we've ever had was with Kelly and Chelsea, and they pretty much dominated John and Janice Sanders. It was kind of a cakewalk, but Kelly and Chelsea did play very well. Okay, so I don't know if it looks like he did. It looks like he might have got there enough, which is good because he would have been screwed otherwise. So just to go forward a little. Okay, so he didn't quite get enough of the ball to pocket. But as you can see, he ended up nice, and maybe that cut off the 5 ball. I don't know. I mean, it might have. Marty's got this weird smirk on his face. So that might have worked out for Pete. Oh, you're right, Kelly. Hey, good memory. Forgot about that. Yeah, Murray and Scarborough versus Crystal and Eli. That is 100% accurate. We did do that. So Matt's talking Rodney Barney as a partner.
All right, let's try this one more time. You hearing me okay?
Yes, actually.
Good. Oh, that's too bad. It was a good little try there. He's in a bad spot.
Yeah, it looked like that. The cue ball was married to the back of the 3, just enough to take away the shot on the 5. You got an unfortunate scratch here. So now, playing the 15 here, you're going to want, hang on, let me get rid of that arrow. You're going to want to give yourself an angle. So either with the angle he's coming in, kind of come this way, so you have a back cut to get out. Okay, so this, like for me, I would be playing forward like that. But a lot of people do like to draw. Looks like he's going to go forward out of there.
So I can tell you, Rich, typically I like to go forward as well. But here's the thing, is when you go forward and come off this way, you're coming this direction. But the problem is you're coming across the line of shape here.
Yeah, but in the spot he was in, that's kind of what he had.
Yeah, if he hits that with like low right, what a great shot and scratch.
Oh my goodness. That was a great shot on that angle.
So Marty gets away with one there, so it's 2-2 now for Marty as he tries to correct the score. There you go. Yeah, so like that, playing that with low right, he doesn't have a ton of angle, but it brings it this direction, which comes in the path of that 8 ball. So he can hit it soft over here, or he can hit it too hard over here, and he still have a shot. You got a big window playing shape into. Or come the other direction, you're playing it across your shape line. I'm just playing with some. So that's something that. I was going to talk to Evo about. Is those square boxes we can build. They only allow you to go one direction, where I would rather be able to adjust that. So in those spots, I can say, well, your shape is through this area here, but with actual box. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to get off on a tangent, but.
Well, I'm curious though, what the point of the box, because we have the circle. So if you want to say, play to this area, you can do that versus the box, unless that's just both options are for preference.
Yeah, I mean, for me, being able to build a box to basically like that 8 ball is in this spot here, and be able to build a box that says, hey, your shape window is this, and coming this direction, you're coming across your shape window, or coming this direction, you're coming through your shape window, Either way, it's something we can play with. But yeah, that's it's 2-2. I mean, we'll see how see how Pete responds to this because he was doing really good in their first match they had early on, and then he started struggling, and Marty came back, and he's playing good in this one. That right there, just an unfortunate shot. Sometimes that can really affect a player, but hopefully he can just kind of wipe that out of his head and realize that's just one shot. In the grand scheme of things, it's not going to mean a ton if he gets back in stroke and gets playing focus pool again. Thanks, Kelly. Yeah, I have issues. I don't commentate very often anymore, and every time I start up my Evo links, I start having microphone issues unless I'm only using the one through my laptop and not using any headsets. So I had to reboot my computer, and then it did a small update, and then I had to reboot Google Chrome, which did an update, and now, knock on wood, my mic issues are fixed. So Marty breaks dry. Really good break, but
yeah, they've both been hammering the rack on the break. Let's see, Tank James in the chat there. Let's go, bro. You got this. And if you don't know, he's referring to Pete. They are family. Why Tank isn't here, I don't know.
Yeah, you gotta come out and support your fam, bro. What are you doing?
Yeah, Destiny's here. She made the trip.
Yeah, teammate, family. He shot that. He had the right idea. I would have started with the 6 ball as well, probably, but he shot the 6. I mean, he shot it just kind of fast, I'll let Rich answer that, Kelly, but I believe it's full with extras, so I'm positive.
Tournament?
Yeah, tournament this weekend.
Okay, so let me get my phone situated here. There's a tournament this weekend full, so I can tell you it's got 26 players. Even though I said I would cap it at 24, I had 2 players on the wait list that were right at the top from out of town. So I went ahead and took them in just because, the out of towners are who I target. So we got probably a little over half the field coming from out of town. So it should be pretty good. And I got like an 8-player wait list. Eli dropped out today. I won't get into the whys of that, but it was very understandable. So yeah, there was 27 players at one point, and then when he dropped out, it's at 26, and I'm going to leave it at 26 instead of going to 27. But adding the 2 doesn't really ever change the amount of time that 24 players would make. So we should make good time on that tournament, and it'll be a good one. And there's a lot of good players in there, so it should be a lot of fun.
Yep. Yeah, and Pete's here working this table out, and the one thing that you can see here, based off how he's shooting, is when he takes his time, when he gets down in stroke, and he doesn't just one stroke it, he actually puts in the practice strokes and makes sure he's in alignment and everything. He hits the balls pretty good, so hopefully that'll kind of click and he'll start taking that extra time. Good shot. So now this one he's going to want to I would hit this with like just a little bit of high left, and I'd want to come back and forth across the table.
Sorry, Matt, no room for you. I'll put you on the wait list just to see what happens. We got a couple of days, but you follow the tournament page, and it's been on there for like 3 months. So. Oh, and Josh, I reached out to Justin, asked him about the replay. He says Lincoln City was just kind of a beta run, so it's not on a full release to everybody yet. But he's gonna check with the team to make it a release. Yeah. I should text him also about my sound effects. Where's that?
Well, Marty's in one of those spots. If he can play the 2-4 combo, he should. But if not, not a bad shot.
Whoa. 7-ball wipes its feet and just decides to hang there.
He's probably in that spot where he wants to leave that 4 blocking that pocket just in case. But that's not always.
Yeah, you almost have to try to play safe here. Yep. Combo that 4-ball and then try to park behind the 3. I think that might have been what he tried, but he needed to put a little more righty move on that.
Good try.
But the 14 bounced open too, so now the 3 still passes. So will the 2 if it's clear.
I feel like that's not a good idea. Marty, to do that without help. So now, Rich, do you try to play into the 2-8, or do you try to use some right-hand English and play around it to play the 2-8?
So we got 2 BFS matches Friday night. It'll start at 7, and the second one will start whenever that one's done.
So either my mic's not working, or headset, or Rich's isn't.
Also,
anything
our
he's saying right now.
owns the
Look over, he's
ACH.
talking away.
He's going to be playing 2 back-to-back matches. One against
Chad will have to let
Jose
us
Padilla,
know.
and the other one against Devin Piatti, which they've played before.
That's a good shot. Really good shot.
Well, he's got a chance anyway. He gave him a look at the ball, so that helps a lot.
Thanks, Kelly. Thanks, Matt. That was a good try. And you know, he got a pretty good leave out of that by blocking that pocket and leaving the cue ball where it is.
Yeah, had that 2 fallen, he'd have a shot at this 8 in the same pocket. But he rearranged the furniture for Pete, put Pete in a bad position.
Yep.
So what do you do here, Josh?
Oh, I probably shoot into the 14. Have to look at my angle, but I probably try to just do a little bit of a stop or a little bit of a stun over and try to freeze him on the 8-ball over here.
Oh, just kind of bank this out like that?
Yep.
Yeah, because I was thinking maybe cutting it this way out and just take the cue ball back across this way.
Yeah, and you know, my only thing with mine is I would really be focused on just getting the cue ball moved over, because then I have less movement of the cue ball, and I don't have to worry about coming up short, going long. Because if you come in too far or too short, I mean, you could leave him an easy kick or an easy shot. But you know, you also have to be good and comfortable with your stop shots and your little stun overs and stuff too.
Yeah, I think one play you can do here is like this and kind of take the pocket.
Yeah. I think that's probably what he's trying to do.
Hey, you know, he actually pulled that off pretty good. I don't think you can see the edge of that.
Yeah.
Nice job, Pete.
Yeah.
Way to see it, first off.
Yeah.
And to execute it. That's pretty good.
Yeah, for sure. He took some time and came up with that and executed. That was a great shot. Because even if Marty makes this kick right here, he's going to be funneled in by that 14, so it's going to be hard to actually get a good shot at the 8 too. You know.
Well, you know, that just might be the game-winning safety that Pete pulled off right there.
Does the 10 ball or 12 or whatever that is pass the 2 is the question. 14.
Yep, shoots a 10 over in the corner, play a cut on the 14, then play the 8 in the same pocket he's shooting this 10 into. Whoa. Oh, no. That's.
Oh, I can tell you that was table got him there. That table rolled off.
I saw that, but
he hit a little soft.
Slow.
Yeah.
Well, that's a big opportunity for Marty right there.
Yeah.
He didn't leave himself the easiest of shots.
Yeah, and anytime you're cutting a ball thin like that 2 ball, it doesn't take much speed away from the cue ball, so the cue ball can take off pretty easy.
That's unbelievable how soft he hit that, because realistically, anywhere in here would have been just fine.
Yeah.
Oh wait, let me redo that with the proper. Anywhere in here. I don't know. I'm gonna practice with that thing.
Oh, he drilled it.
Oh, look at Marty. Oh, he almost busted out his Pee Wee Herman dance. Maybe I'll give him the shoe chains.
What the? Oh my god!
Yeah, I muted you. I hear you. Okay, so that turned out to be a big mistake by Pete. And Marty capitalized, came with a really nice bank shot on the 8th there. Give himself the lead again, 3-2. He started the match up 1-0. So he's back in the lead. This is a race to 7. There was a bug that walked across the camera. I'll have to go to the replay for that. Maybe I'll go to the video and make a clip of the bug on there.
All right, did he make a ball here? So there was a bug on the camera, huh?
Yeah, that's what they said. So Pete crushes another break. Was it Pete or was it Marty? That was Marty. 3-2, 6. Well, that should have been Pete, right?
Yeah, that's Pete.
Okay.
He needed to try to find a way to get to that 9 right there.
Yeah, he almost made it in the window there between the 4 and 7. Oh, I see it again. I see it again.
It's looking for that warmth. Oh, good shot. No.
Appears to be a fly. I see one moving around the light over there. Funny.
Yeah.
All right, that was a good hit by Pete. Leaves the cue ball down here, forcing Marty into a tough shot on his 3. A little bit of an angle. So if he makes this ball, he could potentially get going here.
Yeah, but this is a tough table because everything's going to require some pretty specific shape.
Yeah. Hold on. It's funny, I can see the fly up there on the camera now.
There's a little wing just a flapping.
Yeah, but if you look up there, you can actually see it on the bottom of the lens there.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Making his live stream debut.
Yeah. Is it Gary?
He likes that one spot. That's where he was last time.
Be careful, don't hit the camera. Damn fly.
Huh. Did he really get that? So the customer in here walked up to the camera with a rubber band and actually hit it.
Yeah, shot the rubber band at it and hit it. Doesn't happen every day.
Yeah, he said the fly's over there on the floor. Kelly says he should get its autograph. Well, a little late now. I think you're laying over there dying. He'll end up in the vacuum cleaner in the morning.
Well, you know, Marty missed that 3 ball, but Pete does not have a shot. He's going to have to kick.
Kicking at the 9?
So it looks like, I don't know, kicking at the 15 ball.
Yeah, got a good
Great
hit.
shot.
Yeah. I mean, it looked a little shallow on the line. Yeah, I'll have to definitely talk to Justin and see if getting that thing opened up. I want to use the instant replay.
Yeah. I know Rich might have mentioned it back when I was having audio issues, but we do have this match streamed on the big screen here, and the players can see it, and they can see the chat. So if you want to tell them good luck or you're rooting for them or whatever, they can see it. It's on a delay, they'll see it.
Yeah, keep it clean. Don't put anything rude up there.
All right. Doesn't have best of shots, but at least he can see one of his balls now. Not kicking.
Yeah, he tried to slide it by there. It's a pretty tight window.
I don't know. I think I might play this forward into that top left corner pocket.
So I don't know if any of you follow the EvoSports Facebook page, but Patrick's been traveling around various states installing Evo at multiple locations. This last one was in Florida. So we'll be able to watch matches from those locations. And those are big pool bars that have a lot of action in it. So it could be pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I think there's a couple in Texas he's going to be heading to do as well. I think they got 2 of them down in Texas that they're going to be doing, yeah.
Yeah, I think he did those. They mentioned a number of places.
Yeah, that's cool.
So yeah, it's spreading more and more and more. So, you know, once the expansion is done here, we're going to be getting a second camera. I haven't decided if I want to stream a second table or put it on one table. Then we'll just have 2 views of the same table. Yeah. I'll have to play with the idea.
Well, I have some ideas about that.
Can't have a live stream camera in the bathroom, Josh. That's a no-no.
No, but you could have a camera placed at the end of one of the tables, and then one in the center that you can have spun towards one table, so you can have 2 different tables. And then during a specific match, you can spin it the other way and have 2 cameras on one table.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, that's doable.
So you have options, yeah. There's a will, there's a way, right?
Oh yeah.
Matt Mitchell's still trying to set up a Scotch doubles match with Rodney versus JC and Kelly now. I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Yeah.
Pretty sure Kelly and JC be on board. I don't know about Rodney.
I already know where I put my money. Oh, and just for you guys watching, the Dutch is having a Halloween pool tournament. It will be a Scotch doubles. Bring your own partner, male, female. That's going to start 7 o'clock next Friday night, which is Halloween in itself. So, if you're interested in coming to play, come do that. It's $20 per team, and there might be some prizes for those in costume. Then, of course, Friday night we have 2 BFS matches, and then this weekend is the 525 and under tournament. So it's going to be busy, busy, busy.
Yep. He made a good little shot there. He had the right speed and the right English. He just missed the ball. But running to that 8 opens up for the 9:15. Now Marty's going to have to come with a shot because he's got to make the 2 and get shape. I think he'd be best served if he just played with some left-hand English and made the 2 and came down below the 7 to play it in the side pocket over there. Kind of like that.
So the other thing I want to mention is on November 8th, which is a Saturday, we are having the Jerry Payne benefit tournament. It's filling up, and it's going to, because we're anticipating a ton of people, it is a blind draw Scotch triples 9-ball single elimination. It's $10 a head. You can sign up either on Facebook, on my page, or on the Yakima Pool Tournaments page, the Yakima Pool Players page. There's a sign-up sheet as the Dutch as well. Or if you have my number, text me. We'll get you on the list. There's no limit. It'll be a busy day. It'll be jam-packed in here. There's going to be raffles, 50/50s, a silent auction. They're already collecting things. So, if any place that wants to donate anything to the raffle or the auction, get in touch with Haley here at Dutch. She's got a pretty good collection going already, but she's the one that's in charge of that.
So Pete left himself in a bad spot, but where he's got a little fortunate here is when Marty missed the 7 went down into a neutral spot. So it makes safeties and stuff like that for Pete way easier here. He called the dink on the 9, but I don't know if he's really going to fire at it or if he's just going to play safe.
Looks like he's playing safe. Well, I was wrong. But, he got away with it because the 7 is neutral. And then the 9 parking in front of the pocket really helps him out.
Yeah, because Marty's only got a thin cut on the 7 here. Where he can get some benefit here is when he cuts the 7 in, he doesn't have to worry about shape to the 8. The 8 goes pretty much everywhere except past the 9. So he'll be on that top side of the table. So he just needs to focus on playing the 7, cutting it in. It's thin. We've seen thinner cuts though, haven't we?
There's a number of getting some name shots up there. Oh, he went for the bank. Tricky. So I see Michael Blanchard's asking about the team's BFS match, which Matt and I did speak of before. It never was finalized, but definitely still doable.
All right. Pete can just draw this ball back, play the 15 in the bottom left.
So I see Kelly's in here, Matt's in here. They've already got it all set up with their partners for Scotch doubles. I won't make you say it in here because I don't ever post about the monies, but text me dollar amounts. Because if it's lame, it'll be boring.
Yeah, like 200 a stick at least, right?
Yeah, that sounds good. Make it worth the trip. You don't want to come in here and put in a couple hours of work and walk out with nothing. Really nothing. Yeah, we can definitely work out a date for this.
Looks like Pete cut his ball. Oh, that was a good try. He left Marty a chance here. Tough shot, but he's got a chance.
Yeah, and he left a right-handed shot, and luckily Marty's right-handed.
So you don't have to stay on stream if you don't want, Rich. But who's your money on?
I knew you were going to ask me, or somebody was going to.
I just need to know if I got action in this or not.
I'm pretty sure you're thinking the same as me.
Oh, good try, Marty. But he's going to get the fortunate of having that be a two-way and leave no shot for Pete. Pete can kick this ball. Oh, man, that 7's in a decent spot too, so he's got to try to. I mean, it's like a for sure hit if you come off the side rail at it, right? But you can't really pocket the ball.
Yeah.
But if you if you come at it from this direction, you can pocket the ball. And if you don't pocket the ball, as long as you get a good clean hit, you're not going to really leave Marty a shot.
Yeah, you're going to want to hit it full or thin on this side. So that, oops, I got to switch tools again. Yeah, you didn't want to come onto that side because that does leave it a shot.
Yeah.
Still thin, and the cue ball's going to run towards that top corner.
Yep.
It's going to run kind of this direction. Oh, no, he didn't hit hard enough to do that. This is still workable. Not a bad shot there.
This is to take a 4-2 lead. And he made it.
Man, it's crazy how fast he shoots.
Yeah.
That's big. That's a big lead because that's another game that Pete should have had.
Yep. So 4-2, race to 7, and it's Marty's break.
Hey, Matt, you and I will talk about it a little more, and then I'll get with Kelly, and then we'll work out some details. Okay, well, I'm already tracking there. You just everybody take a look at the sponsors up there going through the box, and they're also on the wall there on that banner. I give you a little quick rundown of what does what. So Screen Effects, they offer a handful of screen printing and embroidery. They produce a good product. I've had many shirts made by them. You can contact them through Facebook. They have a Facebook page or call 509-607-9307. And then, of course, Volution Fitness. They have 5 locations, 4 in Yakima, 1 in Sela. They're open 24/7 for your convenience. Your membership gets you access where you can go in at whatever hour of the day or night. So it fits your schedule. But they offer personal training, group classes, and nutrition coaching. And you can go to any site to become a member or go to their website, volutionfit.com, or even contact them via Facebook. And there's ACH, Arredondo Custom Hauling. They've been moving freight across PNW for over 18 years. They specialize in flatbed and maxi flatbed work. They take pride in getting the job done right. For any of your hauling needs or questions you might have, please call Ryan at 509-760-8518 or Robert, who is a pool player, and he's playing 2 matches Friday night. You can call him at 509-855-6736. And I'll run through the other sponsors on the next site.
Yep. Yeah, Marty made a ball on the break here. He opens with solids. Looks like he left himself a little bit of an angle on the one ball to play to the bottom left, but it's a good angle because he can force this forward and run into that 14 and separate the 3 if he hits this right. Because he played the 7 instead. Okay, not bad. He's got the 2. You just got to start thinking about what he's going to do with that 3 ball. There've been a lot of these games where these guys have started running balls and don't take care of their problem ball early enough, and then it ends up becoming a major problem for them later. There's another spot where he can try to force this. It's not easy, but if he forces this in, he can come off the end rail and up into that 3 ball. But it doesn't have a ton of angles, so it's not easy.
Yeah, Kelly, you're right. There was the lefties versus righties that was featured on the stream show. I forget the name of it. Hot Seat and Chill, I believe, something like that. With Zach and Trevor with the commentary. I forgot there was that match as well. Yep.
So Marty took a good little shot at that. Got the 3 to separate, but didn't really open it up and didn't really leave him a shot. So I mean, at this point, I would rather see him try to bank the 3 out of there than to shoot at the 9 ball, because the 3 doesn't go where it's at. He could even clip this ball and send it this direction, and have the cue ball come this direction and leave Pete tough. He's eyeing up that 9 ball, but yeah, this is way better. I don't think this 3 can clear this stripe in the center of the table, but at least gets the 3 ball out of there. Yeah. Boy, it could go too. Looks like, man, good try. Hit too soft. I think he's just worried about getting it out of there, which is smart.
Yeah, it's out in the open now.
Yeah, he didn't really leave Pete the best of chances here. I think he can pocket this 9 if he can, and that's really the only decent shot he's got.
I don't know if he can or not. That looks pretty tight. If anything, he might be shooting his 13.
Yeah, that was just harder to get shape and stuff.
Yeah, I'll have to have Nick take a look at that table right there. That cue ball just turned to the right again. Do a leg adjustment before this weekend for sure.
Yeah, and it kind of turns away. Good shot. Good shot. So now this is one of those spots where like that 9 down here is something that he's got to really start thinking about, because he's either got to get into a top side over here, or he's going to have to get really good in this area for it.
I don't know if you guys can hear Josh through my headset. It's cutting in and out. It's the same for you guys. I apologize for that. Some technical difficulties that we'll definitely have to work on. I used to have that issue with my headset, but I went away from wireless, and now I'm doing my headset is hardwired into my laptop. And that may be what direction we need to go with Josh eventually too. Although he's got some pretty nice wireless headsets. So Pete's at the table. He's going to play this 9 into the corner. Came out damn near perfect. Play this 10 in the side. If Pete had been like right here, then it's just a perfect shot into the side and just roll forward. But as it sits now, with that little bit of angle, you can still play that pocket, just kind of stun out. I don't like it. He's going for this 11. It's 10 balls. The trouble ball of 3. So now it leaves Marty a good opportunity to play the 3 here, which would make the cue ball come over here.
Or he could just draw it back off the 1 and play the 3 in the side if he needs to. Or even roll forward and play the 3 in the top right corner. This is just one he's going to want to stop and or draw a little bit back so he can play the 8 a little easier to the spot on left corner.
I don't know if I ever seen Marty play a planned draw shot.
Yeah, I mean, he might not, but
I know he can. I just don't think it's his favorite. Because he's always has a tendency to roll. But, he's taking his medicine. He can see the ball. So,
yeah, he's got a shot at it.
Yeah, he's a ball maker. So, there's pretty good potential for this.
Yeah, this is to take a 5-2 lead. Big.
Yeah,
I know that's
big.
This is going to start getting into Pete's head a little bit, how the last match finished and then how this match is going. And Pete plays, a lot better than what he's showing, so it's going to start frustrating him. What a great shot. Marty's feeling it, doing a little dance.
Yeah, doing his little Pee Wee Herman shuffle. But, when you make a shot like that and take a 5-2 lead, I don't care if you bust it out with a break dance. It's been okay.
Right.
All right, so while Pete is racking, I'll finish the sponsors thing. So, PNW Design Fab, they do custom metal work and installation. Their services include everything up to, but not limited to, gates, handrails, stairs, personal or business signs, truck beds, and more. Bring them your idea, and they will bring it to life. For any questions, you can call 509-952-3004 or visit them on the web at pnwdesignandfab.com. And then there's Gary Bradley Trucking. They're locally owned and operated. They haul local agricultural products throughout the PNW and beyond. So, Yakima being a big agricultural town, especially like apples and cherries and things of that nature. Gary Bradley hauling that stuff around definitely puts our products out there. So good job to them as well. And then of course our sponsor, our home bar, the Dutch. They're open 365 days a year. They just returned to the 8 a.m. to 2 a.m. 7 days a week hours. They have a full kitchen and bar, daily lunch and dinner specials. The weekends are prime rib nights. And for pool players, they have 5 7-foot diamond pool tables. And they are very well maintained. Disregard that little table roller we saw earlier. They have the largest pull tab selection in Central Eastern Washington. Largest prizes. They have a free guest Wi-Fi. You can ask the bartender for the password, but I'll go ahead and tell you it's the phone number. If you want to do an event here, you can do so. Just call and reserve. You can contact them through Facebook or call 509-452-7960 or just stop in. And then during the Seahawks season, where they do a Seahawks watch party every game, and during those there's special food and drink specials. They got prize giveaways for every score. Everybody's wearing their Seahawks gear and getting rowdy in here. Pretty cool. And you can see it in the gallery of our website at www.thelittledutchinn.com. Feel free to go visit, take a look around. We do have TikTok now as well, and I will get that link posted soon. And back to the ball game here. We got Pete doing work. He's in a little bit of a jam here. We went for a bank in the corner of the 9, which was a tough shot, but as you can see, had he made that, he would have had a great look at this 10. So now this brings Marty back to the table, and as you can see, he's got a cluster here, another trouble ball here. You got an opener of the 1 on the side. And once he pockets that, as long as he doesn't hammer, that cue ball should end up in here, and that should give him a look at this 6 ball to this corner. And we'll see what he does here. So he opted to run up and down. But you can see he would have had a long shot on the 6. But as you can see, he missed the 1.
Yeah, and he left Pete a shot at the 9. It's not the best of tables, but I would play this 9 ball. I would try to leave myself an angle, like in this area here, because I'd want to play this 10 and have my cue ball come into this direction.
Yeah.
Just about like that. It was a great shot.
You know, it's going to be those moments where the cue ball follows our attack line or lands in this attack circle. You can almost say, even though it's not true because the monitor up there is like delayed, you look up there and thought.
Yeah. That was a great shot. Got a little bit of love from the turtle rack still being on the table.
But yeah, great opportunity here. That was his trouble ball for sure. And he's on it now. Don't do too much. Just give it a little pop. At 15 to the corner next.
Oh, gosh, he's just hitting the ball so soft. Give him ball in hand because of no rail there.
Yeah, that's that's just an uncharacteristic mistake there, but it is a big mistake because that should have been a win right there.
Yeah, he definitely should have made that ball and ran into that solid and then had a good shot on his 11 there. But it is what it is. Got to just let this stuff go, And Marty doesn't have the best of tables. I think I'd definitely be starting with the 2 ball.
Yeah, I mean, he could literally play a safety here too if he wanted to, but comboing that 14 in.
Yeah.
But I would think I would definitely pocket a ball first.
Yeah.
Try to make a little bit of a move. Yeah, there's another person in the chat there, rooting on Pete. So just so you know, we are broadcasting on the big screen in here. So if people to go just turn around and look at that, you can see what you guys are writing. So that's cool.
Yep. Doesn't surprise me. Pete's a good dude. Both these guys are really good dudes. So there's a lot of people that are out there rooting for him. See, if he can combo the stripe in with this 5 ball, this would be the perfect time. Do a little stop shot, play a safety, combo that ball in, and all his balls would be open at that point. So it's getting a little loud in here. There's some people playing music and requesting the bartender to turn up the sound, turn up the volume. People are trying to jam out in here. Yeah. So this is where the problem is shooting those balls without taking care of some of these other problems. It just kind of leaves them in a bad spot here.
Just a little reminder to everybody who's watching. The Dutch now does milkshakes, flavored Red Bulls, cold brew coffee, and I can tell you, as someone who has many of all of those things, they're pretty damn good. The milkshakes,
and you can take drinks to go.
That's true. And any one of those things I mentioned can all be alcohol infused too. So you could have a milkshake with booze in it, or a cold brew coffee with booze in it. And like I said, they can make those to go, and then you can take them home.
Even alcoholic drinks.
Yep.
Get them to go now. You can take one last one to go.
Yeah, and that's any kind of drink. The only thing they don't sell to go is beer. They won't put it in that container seal because from what I heard them talking, they don't think that it's legal. But like a mixed drink that you like to drink, you can get it to go, and they'll put it in a sealed container and off you go.
It was a great shot by Pete. Got perfect on this 11 ball. You gotta drill it.
Nice.
There you go, straight in. Just take your time and pocket this ball. We got a good match here.
Oh no,
Missed it.
that was.
Those are the ones that are gonna start really eating at him.
Yeah, that was a big 8-ball right there because he needs this win. And you can see it in that shot. If you go back and re-watch the actual shot, you can see he sort of steers this thing, and then ultimately that throws the ball out. And it left Marty a great start, and then he made that shot, got himself great shape on the 6. From here, you just want to give yourself a position to shoot the 7 to the side, which he did. So now, just pocket the 7 right here, and with that angle, just kind of roll over here. You don't want to hit it hard. You just want to roll up there so you stay on the correct side of the 5. Just roll this in, nothing fancy. And as I say that, my commentator cursed him, I think.
A little bit of nerves there got to him, I think, and now Pete's on the board. 3-5 again. Marty's break.
Yeah, so that was a great break for Pete. Nice chance for a little redemption there, and he drills that 8-ball. Gets himself another game on the board here, closing the gap. And now it is Marty's rack and break.
Yep, 100% correct, Matt. Pete just needs to reset. He got away with one there. He just needs to just kind of let it go, and get back to where he needs to be. Gotta just make sure that 8's in the middle and the 2 back corner balls are different. Yeah, a little frustration with the rack not rolling them in there tight. Sometimes when you try to roll balls onto the rack instead of just picking them up and setting them down, the rack can start to twist up a little bit, not let it get tight. So it's good for Marty to see that and not just jam him in there and go break, to make sure he gives himself the best rack he can. Breaks are, once you get, higher and higher level and tool, the breaks become the biggest shot in the whole match, and every game is the break. So got himself a good tight rack. Let's see if he can crush this break here and get the momentum back in his favor. He didn't really hit it full. He kind of skimmed off the side of the head ball there, or the second ball, and didn't really get a good break there. That's just from missing his spot. So didn't leave the best of tables. Got a big cluster up here, and that's just because he skimmed off the rack and didn't hit it full. It's going to leave Pete a shot. Pete's probably going to have to go solids. He's probably going to have to start with that 1 ball. Yeah, good shot. Got to figure out a way to break out these balls in the center here. He can use the 4 to do that if he gets the correct angle. Similar angle to what he's got now, but he's just too far away to play a really good shot. Yeah, I just feel like when he gets down and he shoots kind of fast, is when he makes mistakes. So I think he just needs to slow that down a little bit. Sometimes when your opponent does it, it's one of those things where it's hard to not, replicate that or do the exact same thing. Made a good shot. Doesn't really have best of leaves out of that. So one thing I noticed is both these guys typically don't play a whole lot of safeties early on in the rack, even with bad tables like this. They kind of shoot themselves into a safety where they're forced into it instead of playing a safety earlier on when they can have a lot of balls out there and control the safe they're playing. It's a good shot. Left Pete some chances here, but Murray opened up. He didn't just shoot a shot and didn't get anything out of it. He got all of his balls kind of opened up and out of the middle there, except for this 11 ball. So. It's kind of funky there. I'm curious what happened there. I definitely like to see the rack taken off the table when you can. Yeah, it's kind of weird how that came out of there. Tried to force an angle there that he didn't really have and missed the ball because of it. So he's got another opportunity here. I'd really like to see him get the rack off the table. The rack can cause some havoc. Doesn't have to though. Just needs to put a good stroke on this ball and not baby it.
I
don't think he can see the 4 to pocket it in the corner. He might have to bank it. Yeah, he just called the bank. Two ball got in the way there. Didn't leave Marty the best of tables here, though. It comes up to it. See the 11, it looks like. Yeah, like Rich mentioned, Marty's best suited for pocketing balls when he's rolling them balls in like that instead of putting a big stroke on it. He just that's his game. That's how he plays. That's what he's comfortable with. And that's when he makes most of his shots. Good shot. 15's in a bad spot. This would be a good time to roll this 12 ball, whatever that is, in and hold for the 15. Yeah, Kelly, there's some people down on the other end of the bar playing and drinking, and somebody let one out for sure. He's going to try to play this. This 10. How is the sound out there to everybody? Am I breaking up really bad? I know Rich breaks up in my headset. He's telling me that I'm breaking up in his headset. The last time I was doing this, you guys all said you could you could hear both of us. So just curious.
Yeah, all that talk about milkshake, I had to go get one.
Of course. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, earlier, Rich, you were talking away over here, and I heard nothing. And I made a comment about probably wouldn't be able to be heard, and everybody said that they could hear us both. So it's got to be something with the Evo setup, how we can hear each other. So either way, it's something we need to probably talk to Justin and Patrick about at some point. For now,
Yeah, definitely, because it's annoying because it sounds terrible in my headset.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I tried to play safety there. That's kind of what I was talking about too, on how sometimes often these guys are shooting themselves into forced to play safe instead of playing a safety earlier on when the tables are rough.
Yeah, you got to really pay attention to your tangent lines.
What's funny, Tank, is when I read your comment, just knowing you, I can already hear your chuckle. I can envision it. Well, Pete's starting with the 4-ball, which is the correct ball. I like that shot. I would have liked to have seen him do something to get to the 5 from there, but now he's got to figure out, the pattern just a little tougher this way, because now he's got to get from the 7 to the 5, which is 100% doable. It just means cue ball is going to have to move a lot more. It's going to do a lot more work. He missed the 2. Not good. This is one of those rolling shots that Marty's typically pretty good at. Let's see if Marty gives him another chance here.
And he's got that nice angle where he can just come in like this and back out. You can play shape to either one of these corners.
He missed it.
And he decided to let Pete try again. Oh, we know Tank. We don't take it personally here or anywhere for that matter.
Play the 7 with some low right-hand English instead of cutting it. I think you can get yourself a better shot on the 5 by doing that, just like that. It's a good shot.
Basically, just hit this 5.
So he's going to try to roll this ball through, but yeah, I was going to say, I don't like that at all. I think I'd have been stroking that with a stop shot or with a drop.
So that's the tough lead. Basically, you would need to be aiming this way to play this puck. But if he called the bank, so he's looking to kind of bank like that. Alright. This is a big opportunity. You need to get out on this one. So basically, you could come in kind of like this, to this area. Play the 2 on the side and the 8 on the other side. If he's shooting this off-handed instead of using a brazier, then he's left-handed. So you don't quite get the shape you want. You got a little back cut here all the way up table. Thought he should get perfect shape on this. It's just dripped over. Just a little stun draw. Send the two here, and then the cue ball will come out into this area, depending how hard he hits it. Like I said, like a little
Yeah.
shot, he'll end up right where my circle is. No, he hit it a little too firm, but if he hit it even harder, he could have come out like this. But now he's got another tough shot.
You gotta avoid the side pocket over here. Just like that. What a great shot. What a great shot. Making a good match out of this. It's 4-5 with the break now, too.
Yeah, that was a great shot. Nothing easy about that. Now he closes the gap to one. It's his rack and break. Maybe he wins his serve and ties it up. We'll see what happens. But these two guys seem to always have a nail biter. They go back and forth. So Jamie just made me a chocolate peppermint milkshake, and it's really good. All right, so apparently both our headsets are real sensitive to the jukebox. So I guess you get better enjoying the music as well.
Pete crushed the break, but one thing I've noticed is when these guys are breaking, even if they make balls, they're not really getting the best of layouts and shots to start. So you missed that first shot there. Marty has the option. Gives Pete a really good chance here. That 5-7 looks like it's pretty wired.
Is that what you go with here? Is it solids?
The only thing I really like about solids is I don't like the 10 ball with stripes, but you can move the 15 ball, pocket it, and then get shape to the 10, pocket it in the same pocket. But that's pretty specific. I like the fact that solids, like the 4 ball right now leads to the 7-7, the 5-7 combo. And no matter what, you're going to have the 2 or the 6 to shoot afterwards, and everything's 100% open at that point.
Yeah, I think I like the stripes. I would have started right here and play the natural shape over here. Play these and then the 10. But yeah, I mean, now that he made the combo there, the out is definitely available.
Yeah, if the combo wasn't wired, you know how I am with combos. I prefer not to play them.
Yeah,
If the combo was right, if the combo wasn't wired, I would have went stripes. But I think Pete did good here. This is one of those spots where you'd really like the 1 or the 6 to be your key ball to the 8.
Yeah.
Right here, I would probably spin load with a bunch of right hand English and pitch 8 to the 2 from the 6. But I think he can cut the 2 ball in here. But at the same time, sometimes, people will force hard shots to leave a key ball when they can use their key ball to get easier to another ball, which can still get back to the 8,
Yeah, on this shot here, you want to cut it with a little bit of inside so the cue ball does this versus this. Me and my crooked lines there, but looks like he's dialed up a little inside. But he still overhit it to go 2 rail to the scratch.
That's what I was talking about. Is I would rather him have shot the 1 ball. Made took that easier shot on the 1 to get to a better shot on the 2, because it's, anywhere over in this part of the table, you can make the 8. You don't have to use the 2 for shape to it, for the 1, sorry. Now, I start with the 10 ball right here. Or the 12 and stop it and play the 10 on the other side. But I would take care of this side of the table first.
Yeah, I think for Marty, this is going to be a big issue now that he's not starting with it.
Yeah. And that's the thing, is there's a lot of people that say, there's more than one way to skin a cat, which is true. I mean, there's definitely multiple ways to get out. But pattern play in 8 ball is huge. Every game it's huge, but especially in 8 ball, pattern play is huge. It can make or break you, and picking the correct patterns makes every shot easier, instead of constantly being out of line and having to force stuff and having to make great shots to be able to win a rack. Sometimes the best outs are the ones that look the easiest, and it's because you pick the right pattern, you play the right shape, and it's just easy. Made a great shot there.
Yeah, he just fired that one.
But this is what I'm talking about. It's just, it gets to where he's having to make tough shot after tough shot after tough shot, and it can become mentally exhausting through the course of a match as well.
Yeah, that 10 ball, what we pointed out earlier right here, is now a major problem. Because even if he makes the, he's probably just going to roll this. If he doesn't hook himself, he's going to have a tough shape. Yeah, so no matter what, he's going to have a tough shape shot to the 10. And now he's like 50-yard line on pole.
Good time for safety. All right, starting to get more and more people in the stream. In case you weren't on earlier, we have this streaming on one of the big tables, or one of the big TVs, so the players can see you in the chat. If you want to say what's up. Wish them some good luck. They can see it. It's on like a 30-second delay. Let us know where you're watching from. It's always good for the players to know who's out there supporting them and watching them play. He's got a chance here to tie it up. 5-5. Yeah, good shot.
That was a nice friendly kiss on that 9-ball. This one is go forward and put inside English to kill it. And then comes in this way and then back out. If you put outside, it's going to come this way. You don't put a lot on this, but you don't want to baby it either. And end up or you can go outside and bump it and give yourself a nice little cut on and say, don't get too crazy with it. Just eyeball it in there. Oh, he just called the bank.
Cut this ball in. Pocket is so much bigger when you cut it in.
Called the bank.
Called the bank.
You know me, I love the bank, but I would definitely be cutting this all
You
day.
have to really punch this to make sure the cue ball doesn't get in the way. Sure.
It's in there pretty good. But let's see, I'm just really shocked by that. They didn't cut it. Now I'm already cutting that. Tangent lines are becoming kind of like this. So let's see. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness. Wow. Unbelievable. That's crazy.
It's Marty KS Moore. Got a tie ball game.
Yep, 5-5. And it should be Marty's record break. Yeah, Kelly, that is a Kelly Smith move right there. So Marty on the lag, right? So he should be breaking right now.
I can't hear anything you're saying, Rich. Rich had to go up and stop him because Pete was about to break out of turn. It's Marty's break when the score's on the even score and they're breaking an odd game. But the break woes continue. Yes, Kelly, you figured out how to avoid them a little better now. You still kind of freak me out a little bit here and there, but you definitely don't put that 8-ball in risk as often as you used to. So kudos to you for that. For you that don't know how BCA works. So Pete had broke when it was 4-5, which was when he was supposed to be breaking. And then once that game was done, and they're now breaking to an odd game, it would have been Marty's break, which it was. However, if they break out of turn, if Pete would have broke again right there, and then the next game, Marty realizes and says, hey, you broke out of turn last one, it's my turn. The way BCA sees that is you break in the order of what you're supposed to be breaking from the very beginning. So if it's supposed to be Pete's break, it doesn't matter if you broke out of turn the last game or not. That's something you should have realized as players. But this game, if it's Pete's break, it's Pete's break. So there could have been a really easy opportunity for Pete to have 3 breaks in a row if Rich hadn't caught that, based off BCA rules. And it's been a thing, in tournaments and stuff where people don't realize it, and then, they're like, hey, especially when it gets to be hill, and they're like, hey, I'm supposed to be the one breaking hill. I won the flip. And their opponent's like, well, you broke the last rack. So then the opponent takes the break hill and then ends up winning the match because of it. And it's like, well, based off BCA rules, you go to whoever's supposed to be breaking that rack breaks it. It doesn't matter what's happened before that. So just a little tidbit if you're ever in a tournament, because that can happen. So really pay attention to when it's supposed to be your break. Back to the action though. Marty's at the table. And try to bank this 11 ball. Solids are looking better and better as Marty gets these stripes out of the way. Hit that one with his purse. And left Pete a chance here. That the 5-3 are kind of funky, but if he falls into the window for the 5, he can make that 5 ball and then be able to develop the 3. But that's a big but, because that's a small window to get into. You'd be better off if you could find a way to run into him or something, or play a safety.
You can drop this 2 ball. See, I would play a stop shot and play the 6, go forward a little bit, and get right into that window. Yep, he opened it up a little more there, and then got the 14 in a row, 2 blocking Marty's 12. And see, just another explanation of rules here. So, even though we're commentating, we also act as referees. So, like if somebody was going to be kicking or something and it was going to be close, they can ask for our shot to be blocked, and then we will make the call, and then it is what it is. Then earlier, Marty was kicking out. Looked over to see if anyone was going to call me, and they didn't. And then once that game was over and I was walking over that way, Marty asked me, was that good? And I didn't give him an answer because I couldn't. I didn't want to, even though it was after the fact, I didn't want to tell him, oh yeah, that was good or that was bad, because I can't give him that answer because I wasn't asked to watch the hit. So I didn't want to have any kind of manipulative on that by saying, yeah, that was bad, and then he'd feel bad because Marty, he's a good guy, so he'll feel guilty about that.
Yeah, that actually happened in Lincoln City this last week in the Elite Singles Finals between Brookman Holmes and Alex Brown, where one of them shot a ball trying to play a safety, and it looked like he might have clipped the other ball first, but they weren't sure. And somebody standing by looked right at the referee, which was Mike Gordon, I believe, and he said, nothing I can do about it because I wasn't called to watch the hit. But the players themselves decided they happened to be on the TV table because it was the Elite Finals. So they said, well, let's take a look. So they sat there together and watched the stream and seen that it was a bad hit. So then the other person took ball in hand. But yeah, the referee immediately was like, doesn't matter what I just now seen. I'm sitting in my chair and nobody called me up there. I can't make a ruling on it.
Yeah,
so exactly. He says anything's ever close, just call a ref. No matter of fact, I was in a match where my opponent seemed like the type of person, because of how the match started, that I had to kind of worry about some of that stuff. Him calling weird fouls. So every time there was something even a little close that I was going to be shooting, I called the ref up. I ended up calling the ref like 6 times through the course of the match just to watch my hits. I never once called him to watch my opponent's hits, but I called him to watch my hits because I didn't want to have any arguments or anything like that. So yeah, you always got to pay attention to that kind of stuff. And Be your own advocate for sure. Call a ref if you need it. Eight ball's in a funny spot now for Marty. It's not as bad for Pete because he's the 2 and the 1, so he can play those balls and open up the 8 ball. But Marty's got the 10 ball here on the rail blocked, and 8 ball's in a bad spot. I don't know if he's trying to find a safety or what. The only real safety I could see would be to just run into this 13 and clip the rail and leave the cue ball right on the rail by the side pocket. So right there, what happened is he bumped the 8, but it wasn't with the cue ball, and he turned and looked at Pete and gave Pete an option to move it back or not. Now I can tell you that was technically a foul, because when he clipped the 8, it rolled over and ran into the 2 ball, and once it disturbs more than 1 ball, that is technically a foul. But neither one of them probably know and understand that rule or realized it, so they just moved it back where it was and continued on, which is fine. It's a gentleman's game. The last thing you want is, I mean, if fair is fair, but if the last thing you want is to cause issues because one may or may not know the rules. But yeah, if they were really watching that would have been ball in hand. Marty's still in a bad spot here with this 10 ball. He needs to find a way to get that 10 ball out of there. Even if he, pockets this 9 and then plays a safety by comboing the 2 in and leaving his stripe there or something, he's got to figure something out, because he can't win the game with that ball where it's sitting. So he's looking at trying to bank this ball in. I'm not sure it passes the 1, but yeah, he's going to try to go for the 9 ball here. Oh, good shot. This would be a good spot where he could play the combo and have the cue ball go back across the other side of the table, so he doesn't have a shot at the 1 or the 6. At best he'd have a shot at banking the 1.
Okay, so him playing this cross bank is going to be coming like
Yeah,
this.
he's going to play the cross bank.
That 8 ball's going to go for a little trip.
Yep.
He had action better than I thought.
Yeah, he had action there. He hit that a little harder, and that 12 might have went, or 10 or whatever that is. And he left Pete in a funny spot here, because that 6 and the 1 being on the rails like that are not easy to play shape to.
Remember how we talked earlier about players don't shoot the ball because of the blocking the pop.
Yeah.
This is that exact scenario.
Yeah. That was a great shot.
Yeah, that was a really good shot.
That was a great shot. Now you just got to bear down and focus and make the 1. This is a huge game because, as you said, the first game, the game that gets you to the hill, and the last game are the 3 hardest to win. So this is putting someone on the hill. Yeah, great shot, Pete. Great shot. Now everybody's got to remember here. Pete's going for some redemption here because he lost the first match. So this means a lot to Pete right now.
So for me, I think I play this
Yes.
real first. But,
Yep. It gives you the correct angle to get over there.
Don't hit it hard, but you gotta definitely have some right English on there to help pull the ball over.
It's hard to reach. I'd like to see him get an extension or even use the bridge here. Yep, tried to do that shot.
Well, that works too.
He left himself a shot here. just got to bear down and focus and make this ball get on the hill. Great shot. Took his time.
Yes, that was the biggest thing right there. He took his time on
Yep.
that. He really dialed the aim on that and drilled it. And that's big. Like I say, to get to the hill first, and it's just break. He's got an opportunity to break for the win. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little excited. These two guys,
Yeah, that's-
and they always have a good match.
Yeah, big game for Pete. Big game for both of them. The momentum shifted, you know, and Marty had that momentum there for a while, being up 5-2, and that everything shifted momentum-wise. And this is exactly what happened in the first match they had, but reverse. Pete had the big lead, and then everything just kind of started falling apart a little bit, and all the momentum went into Marty's favor, and he ended up pulling out the win. And this is 100% reverse of the first match. So.
Yeah, my little thought is that the level of play is about equal to the first match.
Yeah.
But exactly like you said, it was reversed. When Pete come out with a 4-1 lead, and then whatever triggered Marty to go on his run, he just started playing better, and the rolls, everything went his way, and then next thing you know, he's up 5-4. He had that fatal mistake in that last game where he missed up all the shots, and then Marty got out to win 7-5.
Yep.
So I was hoping this match would be like a similar back and forth match, and it is. So I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah, exactly, Kelly. Both these guys are good guys, so you're definitely not rooting against anyone here. Just rooting for both of them to play good and you know, have a good showing because they both deserve it. So.
Well, Pete crushes the break, but unfortunately it was dry, so that brings Marty to the table with his choice of which way he wants to try to go.
Honestly, I'm surprised that one of them didn't shift away from using the magic rack or the template rack at some point, just because neither one of them were breaking real good with it. It's like, you know, you probably break more often in 8-ball without it. So your break is probably more consistently good without having the template rack. You know, if you don't break with it often, it's going to be an issue. Already took stripes. A little stroke on the ball. Can he see that 13 to play it all the way down? Can't.
It doesn't look like it passes the 3.
You can see the 10 though.
I don't know that you can see it enough of it to play it even if it did, but it doesn't look like it passes the 3.
Oh, great shot.
The ball maker Marty, he's an open fire at that 10.
Yeah.
So now he has an option on the 9 or the 11.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably start with the 9, but he can play the 11 to the bottom side over here and play the 9 into that side pocket.
You gotta watch your tangent lines.
Yeah, he needs to start with the 2-1.
When you're cutting balls, anything you hit with a little more than average speed is going to open wider. And he figured he needed more speed to get the cue ball around, but didn't realize that opening that angle lined him up right in the pocket.
Yeah, Pete needs to start by addressing the 2-1 issue right here. Play one of those into the top right-hand corner. And honestly, I mean, normally I'd be like, you know, he's got to focus on shape and everything else, but he needs to focus on pocketing this ball. Got ball in hand, he has to start with a good clean shot. And these are sometimes the hardest ones when you have all these options flowing through your head. You don't actually make a, you know, committed decision to one of them before you shoot it. So he's just got to commit to this, pocket the ball, and go from there. There you go. See? Just one ball at a time.
Yeah, I almost think you have to shoot the 5 ball because the 3 doesn't look like it passes this way. So at the angle he's at, he can pocket the 5 and somehow this, come back into this area, and then play the 4, what he's looking at right now, or some of his other ones. But without 3 passing, it's a big trouble.
We'll go with that 5 ball. Oh no. Oh, he didn't scratch. I thought he was going to return the favor. But you see, when he just got down and kind of just two-stroked it and shot. You know, that's when he makes those mistakes often.
So let me ask you, Michael, why are you not a fan of the Magic Rack? Because I'm just on the opposite. I actually really like them.
I like breaking with the Magic Rack, but I have a very distinct different break for when I break with the Magic Rack versus breaking with the regular rack. And as long as, you know, I know and I'm paying attention to that, then I can typically crush the break with the Magic Rack.
Oh man, what an aggressive move there by Marty. He almost drilled that shot. So
He's
now
in a
he's
bad spot.
coming to the table. He almost needs to start with this 5 here to give himself, you know, to break out something here. Something there has to change in order to potentially set up an out.
Does that 4 ball not go past the 9 and 8?
I don't know. No, yeah, I'm looking at it now, and it does not pass between the 9 and 8. The 9 ball is blocking it.
Yeah, that's a problem.
And he made no attempt to break out either ball. But see, that's that same player that doesn't shoot that ball that's in the pocket. That's the same deal right here. Yeah. They're tying up my balls, but they're also tying up my opponent's balls, so I'm not going to touch them. And that's just not a strong player mentality. Any strong player will be looking at every opportunity to break that apart, create themselves the out. If they don't, then you don't play safe in your tournament. Leaving them to the very end only put yourself in trouble. You see, literally, he can cook the 4 and take the cue ball over here and leave it out here. And because the 4 and the 9 are stuck together, the 9 would roll over here and just leave all that trouble with the party. And he would solve all those problems.
This is what I was talking about earlier. You know, this is a war. The last thing you want to do is start shooting out all your balls. You know, start removing all your soldiers off the table before you can actually win the war. You got to figure something out with these other balls before he, you know, starts pocketing all the rest of his balls and leaving himself a little, you know, less and less and less for options.
Yeah, if he makes 1 ball right now, he's screwed.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he can make this 1 ball, and he can still do the safety where he pockets this 1 ball, then he clips the 4 and sends the cue ball down to the center rail.
Right. But doing it earlier would have been better. When
yes.
Balls out there that if Marty were to get a hit, he'd have lots of options to get a hit.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, because you want to have balls on each end of the table, and you want to have open balls. Because if Marty does get a hit, and you don't have a good shot, you're going to be kicking or trying to play another safety. Where if you leave some of those balls out there, to where even if Marty gets a hit, you have other balls you can play safe off of. You can pocket to get shape to your balls or whatever.
Yeah, because that 9 ball does go.
The 9 ball does go.
It does go.
He called safe. Pocketed the ball.
So, yeah, I don't get that. Because you can see the 9. Right. You know, the other stuff is tough, but I think there is a window here. So if he were to roll up this way, he could shoot that. We got the bounce, so now Marty's in front.
Yeah, now Marty's in. Now it's flipped over. Marty's the one that's going to be in trouble here. Yeah, Matt. I mean, Rich is the one that runs these BFSs and everything, but you know, if Pete were to win, the match is still going, but if Pete were to win, I don't see why there wouldn't be a rubber match, you know, because they'd be 1-1 at that
I'll tell
point.
you one thing, if we're going to do a rubber match, if that's how it played out, it'd definitely be for more money.
Yeah.
Because at that point, they'd be even.
Yep.
And then something like that. What
No,
a good effort there.
This was a good try. And, you know,
Right.
Pete has a chance here.
Yeah, because it's natural angle.
Yep.
You pocket the 3, you got a natural angle this way. What is that? Is that box work right here? There's no way to rotate this, is there?
No, that's what I was talking about earlier. You can't rotate it.
Yeah, I don't like it. But then it would be cool to be able to draw, you know, the rectangle here so you can just see the things. But that's basically kind of what you're looking for. Just don't overhit this like that.
Oh, no. Hit it too hard. Hit it hard, full, and withdraw, it looks like.
I don't understand why I hit it so hard. Just let it. Oh, there I am still on my square. All right. Yeah, just let it come out this way naturally. Stay right in here. You know, it doesn't have to be right here because you can still make it from right now.
Yeah, Marty's shooting the right shot.
7-5, Marty.
I don't know, Rich, was their first match Hill or was it 7-5?
7-5.
7-5, yeah. Marty won 7-5. But it looks like this one might be Hill. We might have been wrong. Maybe the 4 didn't go and he was trying to come around table.
No, it went. I could see it from here.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Hill.
All right.
Marty's break.
This is Hill. Yeah, that was a big opportunity for Pete.
Yeah.
These guys are very just kind of nonchalant. Because even that, I would have somebody watch it. Yeah. But if you want to watch a hard-fought match versus a blowout, then this is that match. You know, you're watching it, and it's, no matter who you root for, you know, it's keeping your heart rate up, going back and forth. Little mistakes, little victories, both players doing it. And then here we are. Race to 1 for all the marbles. So keep in mind, folks, Friday night, 7 o'clock, we'll have one of 2 matches. We're going to have a double header. And then I imagine there'll be a lot of tournament players in here that night trying to get some table time in because our big 525 and under tournament starts Saturday morning at 10. Be a packed house in here all weekend. And I can tell you, if all 26 players show, then first place is looking at minus, not even including the side pot, just off the tournament money, $1,200. So your $100 entry can win you $1,200. And then if you get in the side pot, which is $20, and I believe it's a winner take all, if I remember right. So you could easily tack on another few $100. So first place could legitimately get you 15, 16, maybe even $1,700. So it could be great. But it's a full-on BCA tournament. So 9-ball breaks count, 3 foul counts. It is winner break, not alternate break. So definitely keep control of the match if you play smart pool. But all the rotation game tournaments that are going to be happening in the near future will all be 3 foul rules and that nature, just because a lot of Yakima players, a lot of players in general go to Lincoln City or Vegas, and that's how those tournaments are ran. So we might as well do it here, get people used to it and understand the strategies of it and everything else versus not playing it. And then they go up there and people are trying to three-file them and stuff and they're not understanding what's going on. This way we can strengthen our community because Yakima players already have the reputation of being solid. So the only way to keep that going is to make sure everybody plays and understands the rules that exist. So you can actually use three-file as an offensive strategy also. Not to say just never shoot balls and just play safeties, but you can definitely use it against your opponent. As you see here, Pete is running out. He's in a good position here. Got a little bit of a back cut on a three, which is good because that'll allow him to get out. And I think because of where the fly ball is, and he doesn't have anything really to get him shaped to that, other than where he is right now. He should just play this to maybe come out like this and just play the cut and let the cue ball kind of can even go long ways to come out this way. I don't like the shot right now because it's going to open up that 8 ball as well. Okay, so Marty basically really needs to start right here. Play this to this corner, just roll it, don't get crazy, and let that cue ball bump the 8 and open this up. And then all his balls will be out in the open, and then it's just a matter of pocketing. Don't try to do anything fancy, just keep it simple, but don't leave that locked up either because then that's going to prevent you from getting out as well. Well, we appreciate you tuning in, Michael, and I agree with you fully. It's been a pretty solid match. Good shots, bad shots, strong play, not so strong play, but both players are doing it, which makes this match very even, and the score supports that. So, like I said, both guys are great dudes, and so no matter who you're rooting for, it's a great match. Okay, so Marty's going to play this 11. He's got to figure out what he wants to do for shape and what he wants to shoot next. He could just pop and come up this way and play the 14 down here. It does go, and he's got a big pocket with that 3 sitting there. Well, you see that? I don't know, because he may want to go a 2-railer as well and go top, kind of like this. But this is what I don't like about that. If he doesn't get all the way around, he's going to end up with a tough shot. And so now he does. He's going to be playing this 15 ball. Well, it looks like you can see the 10 too, so maybe here. But either way, it's going to be very different. Both are tough shots. I think the easiest play would have been to come in right here and just play this ball down. Then he could have played forward this way, or if he had an angle, he'd come out this way and still allow for a very workable team. Well, like I said, Marty's a ball maker, so he's actually going to play this long cut down there, but he still has the big backboard, so if he overcuts, that 3 might help him. What a shot. That was actually really good. And I think the shot he needs to take right now is this one, because the natural angle is going to come out this way and give him the 10 on the side. Because if he doesn't, then he shoots the 15 because it's fairly straight. He's going to end up with a pocket shot. If the 10 does pass the 13, he could shoot that, stop here, and then play the 10 this way. But in doing so, he's going to have to really be correct to be able to get a shot on this. So that 13 right now is the shot to go with. He hit it right. He just, if he'd have taken 2 seconds, he just light himself up better, he would have made it. But instead, you see how he just dropped down and fired. And you can't rub rails on a diamond table; they will hang up. And that was true, right? He comes to the table again. It's a great chance. The 8 ball is going to be a little bit tougher, but still very doable, and it does go here as well. So if you play this 3, then come back out, kind of in here something. It looks like he's going to go with the 6. Looks like he's going up table. He's playing for the 5 on the side, and it's not perfect, but it's still very doable. But the 3 ball is going to be tough because the cue ball is going this way. If he'd end up in here, then playing this, he could just go down here like that and be just fine. But because he didn't quite get there, and he's on the wrong side of the line, the bank shot is actually the better option. But it is a bank shot, so it has a much lower percentage. Yeah, that's big call. Oh my goodness. Man, what a great shot. And to have the courage to even fire at that was pretty solid. Very unfortunate on that. At this point, he just needs to kind of just bump it like that. There's no point in like swinging away at this and hammering it because, well, hitting this hard, busting this 3 out of here somewhere, it's going to leave a lot of options for Marty. Josh and Drew trying to roll the 8 up there onto the 3 of the safety, which if you could execute that perfectly, that would be very ideal. But that's a very tough shot. Pete's taking his time, which he should, because this is a very critical shot and it's a very tough shot. Some people want to get in the habit of trying to mass aim it like this, but that has to be so perfect. And then because of that spin, it's going to come out of there funky, even if you did hit it right. Yeah, he made a great bank shot, but unfortunately did not get the roll. For me, I think it's just slow roll in here, give it a bump, and just take your medicine. Or he gets out, he gets out.
I like that he's taking his time here, though. I mean, I like to shoot fast, but there's times in a match where you've got to take your time, like this right here, and just this could be the whole match, so you got to give it the respect it deserves. Yeah, Kelly, I don't think Pete does jump. I personally would have jumped it. Rich probably would have too. But if you're not going to be a jumper, I really, really like pushing that 8 ball to that end rail. You're giving ball in hand, but even if you get a good hit on the 3, you're not really going to have, a good leave out of it. But moving that 8 ball down there to the rail really makes it difficult for Marty to be able to get out.
Man, I would not have started with that 10. That would have been my key ball. But he hit that like money.
Oh, no. All right, it's going to end up good.
Very fortunate.
Oh, that got a little scary.
Very fortunate.
Move the 3 ball down to the end rail so it's a little harder.
Oh, you gave yourself a pretty good look at the table. Oh, look at that, Josh. Marty's taking his time. He gets it.
Marty won the rematch. Hill is a close, hard-fought match again. Both these guys take it to the wire, that's for sure. I know Pete's going to look back at this and he's going to see some of the shots and some of the chances he had that he didn't capitalize on. But you know, it goes both ways. There's a lot of shots where Marty made the same mistakes and didn't capitalize. So, but this will give him something to look back on and see what they can take from this, and you know, grow as pool players. So, thanks for watching. I know Rich is going to get some pictures. Good shooting, fellas. Marty pulled it out, 7-6.